Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. We are tapping into your person and channeling what it is they want from you. Where do you stand with them? We'll even get a few of their thoughts and feelings, and maybe even a couple of messages at the end. Okay, so we're gonna be we're gonna be a little bit nosy with this one. We're gonna kind of tap into a lot of different things. All right, you guys. But pile one, just keep in mind it's a general reading, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something's not resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for the people that it is resonating for. You guys know the deal. I do have personal readings available if you want me to look exclusively into you and your person's connection, barring everybody else's energy out. Check the description box below for booking details. I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25. Okay. Let's see. So you guys were drawn to the number 1, that's the first house. Okay. So somebody here could have some dominant Aries placements, possibly an Aries rising. The month of January could be important. If not, don't worry about it if not. Let's see. So the overall energy, what your person wants, where you stand with them. Look at this. We got twin flame, chaser, and new love. Let's see what they, yeah. Immediately I'm getting an impression from your person, pile 1. Very intense. Okay, where you stand with your person, twin flame energy, that's intense. There's a lot of fire and passion coming through just in the imagery alone. And I'm picking up an impression where maybe at first your person was hoping or wanting to keep things on a very surface level with you and with this connection. Not wanting to go too deep below the surface. That may be why you guys were drawn to the number 1, because that can carry like a very surfacey feel, right? But that's not necessarily what's going on here. Okay. Because it says where you stand with your person. We got polar opposites, yin and yang, intense soul connection. Chaser says low self-esteem, validation of self-worth, abandonment issues. Okay, so you're triggering a lot in this person. Okay, just your presence and your energy and your involvement in their life, even if it's at a distance, the fact that the two of you have made an actual connection, no matter how that connection is presenting in the 3D, no matter if you guys are casually connected, friends with benefits, separated, broken up, whatever the case may be, that connection has already been made, okay? In fact, with the twin flame energy here, that's a very intense, one-of-a-kind, unique bond. So it's one of those things like no matter how far the two of you get away from each other, you're never actually separated, okay? You're energetically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally connected. So, yeah, and your person may have, they may have, I am picking up on some energies where your person may have tried to outrun this connection. But the nature of the bond itself, it's too intense. The more your person tries to resist this connection with you, pile one, and this is their experience, the more they have tried to resist the connection with you, the more stronger and more intense the attraction and the magnetizing pull becomes. And so, we'll see what's going on with Chaser and New Love, because Chaser says, again, low self-esteem, validation of self-worth, abandonment issues. New Love says there's someone better, a new love interest, letting go of the exes. Okay, so there's a couple of messages coming through with that. Up until this point, your person may have had kind of this, the grass is greener syndrome, or the fear of missing out, or always wondering if, you see what I'm saying? It's always that person that no matter how wonderful their meal is, right? No matter how perfect everything was cooked and that it's the best thing on the menu, it's that kind of person where they're always looking over to the person next to them and what they ordered, wondering, maybe I should have gotten that instead. Okay, so you have definitely been triggering some stuff in your person. But they may be now getting ready to flip over into a Chaser situation. But let me find out what's going on. Tell me the overall energy between Chaser and New Love. What's bridging these two, please? What's the Emperor in the reverse? Yeah, so they're running away from responsibility. See, so like this connection is, in a way, I'm not even going to say gently. It doesn't feel like it's gently. It's almost like forcing your person to kind of grow up and evolve grow up as a person, definitely, but evolve as a soul. And I'm seeing that meme. Is it a Sandra Bullock movie? But it's that meme that was really popular a few years back where, in the movie, people are like forcing the other people to like have their eyes wide awake, and that's kind of like what is almost going on between you and your person, like energetically. Okay, it's that's that twin flame dynamic there, whether you believe in twin flame dynamics or not, whether this truly is a twin flame connection. What is letting me know, this twin flame energy here that's come out on the board, this is something for your person where you stand with them, pile one. They've never experienced a connection quite like this. Okay, the impact that this connection is having on your person is something unmatched. And yeah, I will, especially because we do have seduction and it says attraction and flirting and all that stuff. Yes, those elements are there. But I can feel where it has gone deeper for your person. Your person has tried to keep things at a very surface level. They've tried to keep you in this connection at arm's length, but just the nature of the connection itself, they didn't stand a chance. The more, it's like, again, the more they resist you and the more they resist this connection, the stronger it gets. Okay. So you guys, if they have run away towards you, because this looks like it's chasing new love, with Chaser and New Love, like chasing maybe new love interests, or chasing, maybe looking for someone else or other people to kind of like pass the time or fill the void. That's what's coming through. Okay. They have been, see, your energy, and what you're contributing to this connection, it's all what you're doing is you are urging them, whether you're doing it on purpose or not, pile one, where you stand with your person, you are urging them to really look deep within themselves to learn how to not just fill a void, right? But to heal it, to completely heal it and rid themselves of it so that there is no longer a void to fill. That has triggered and is triggering the crap out of your person. Your person has a thing about going too deep. They don't like tapping into their feelings. Yeah, the intensity of the connection, it's something that they believe that they can only handle in small doses. Because, yeah, it's just, I don't want to get stuck too much in that dynamic. So your person, yeah, it says chasing, but I don't feel like they're chasing you in this connection. I actually feel like what they're chasing is distractions, okay? Because your energy in this connection is calling your person to do a deep dive into healing, and your person is running away from that because that is going to require them to face their own inner demons, to do some shadow work, right? To face and feel their feelings, and your person up until this point has not wanted to do that, especially with the number one, you being drawn to the first house, says a lot, right? Just in the context of, this reading. Yeah, the coffee cup down here, like what they're wanting, they want to keep things light, and that's just overall. Your person is, they're clocking the energy of this connection as something it's like, oh my gosh, yeah. So they're realizing you can take them to the heights of heaven, right? But there's also a flip side of that. They can be taken to the depths of hell as well. But all of that is just, your person, they're like, when it comes to like the heights of heaven, they're here for that, right? All day and every day. It's the depths of hell. And what I mean by that is them diving deep into their own inner void, into their own, psyche, their own pain, their own, facing their own demons and stuff like that. That's not, I'm hearing them say that's not what they signed up for. Okay, so what they're wanting, okay, so where you stand with your person, they feel something like they've never felt with you for anyone else or with anyone else before. Even if it's on a subconscious level, your person is picking up, like, your guys' connection is very transformative or could be very transformative. And they're not ready for that. I'm hearing your person say, I didn't sign up for that. I'm sorry, because I'm seeing both sides of the gate. It's like their higher self, like, yes, they did, this connection would not have come into their life had they not, quote unquote, signed up for it. But I'm listening to your person's 3D ego self kind of say that, the part of them that is very stuck and anchored into the 3D and very afraid of doing the healing work and the shadow work. Okay, what they're wanting from you is they want to keep things light. Okay, what they want from you in this connection is they want to keep things light. In paradise here, yeah, they want to, they just want to stay in heaven. They want to stay in paradise. They don't want to do the flip side work, right? But that's the thing. It's like, we live in a world, in a universe of polarity, of light and dark, of, masculine and feminine. It's just, it's polarity. And so, the heights of heaven that your person can go, there's an opposite end to that spectrum. And for your person to evolve as a soul, and there's soul level healing included in that as well, right? If they would just surrender to it. That even has them kind of skittish to even go to the heights of heaven with you, because they know that's a long way to fall. There's a lot of fear and doubt coming through in your person when it comes to where you stand with them and what they want from you. Okay, what they want from you and from the connection. They want all the good, none of the bad. Okay, they want all the paradise, none of the hell. All right, all the light, none of the shadow. And that's just not the way. That's not the way it works. Now, if they were to do the shadow work, if they were to spend some time in the quote unquote the depths of hell, right, in the void, facing their inner demons and clearing them out and stuff like that, then every day would feel like paradise, or that would become, a default setting for you guys. Not to say that you guys would never, have problems and obstacles, but there would be a new norm, right? And it would be this paradise. But your person is just, at this point in time, they're very resistant to doing the work, because I'm seeing Judgment at the bottom of the deck. There's a part of them they know that would die. Not, in a metaphorical sense or a metaphysical sense. Yeah, something like that. But what they're not understanding is that, yes, the old them would die, but a new part of them would be reborn, right? With Judgment at the bottom of the deck. I'm seeing a phoenix rising. That is the potential. That's what the impact and the capability that this connection can have on your person and on you, right? This is not just for them, but your person is very afraid at this point of stepping into the fire. Even though there's a lot of impurities in your person's energy, they're afraid of that. At least at this point in time. Okay, for where you stand with your person. Let's get a few of their thoughts and feelings. Pile one's person. Give me 3 of these, please. So I will say, pile 1, if your person is running away from this connection, if they are talking to other people, if they are exercising options and stuff like that, I know it can be difficult not to take things personally, but just understand where that's coming from. They are running away from evolving. They are running away from soul level healing. And the harder that they do run, though, it's almost like a rubber band, right? They're always going to get shot right back to you. At some point, I am feeling and picking up on a sense that your person is, if they haven't already, I feel like a lot of you, your person has already kind of made the connection there. It's like they've realized consciously that the harder they resist you in the connection, the more they're being drawn back to you. Like, the harder they resist trying to think about you, the more they think about you, right? The more intense those thoughts and those feelings become. And so I do feel like they are being naturally guided into surrender, because they're going to start putting the pieces together that the more I resist, the more painful it is. They're going to make that connection at some point if they haven't already started making that connection. Okay. And so there's a dual thing with chaser and new love. I feel like, yes, it says letting go of exes, but there almost feels like it could be a whole new beginning. But that all depends on whether or not your person stops running, okay, away from the connection. Because, even if it is a legitimate twin flame connection, if that's something that you believe in, you still have a choice. Both of you still have a choice. You have a choice to move on and not reconcile, or, not do the twin flame thing in this lifetime, and that's completely up to you, because regardless of whether or not it's a twin flame connection or not, you're still a whole person. You're still a whole soul in and of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so, same with them. But anyway, let's go. 3 of these, please. Pile one's person. Yes, look at that. I'm scared shitless. Yeah, they are. They are afraid of change. They are afraid of transformation. They are afraid of letting the old thing go, letting the old thing die. Because I'm seeing like a complete 180. If they were to completely just surrender and, go with the transformative journey, even though there are going to be parts of it for your person that are very, very dark, right? Dark night of the soul, definitely coming up. They're going to come out on the other end as completely reborn, a completely whole new different person. Ego death is what's coming through, okay? But, ego is part of, it's like a new identity. Their old identity is going to die, and then a whole new one is going to be reborn. As long as we're humans walking this planet, we're always going to have an ego. We're always going to have an identity. So the ego death that a lot of us go through is the one that we were, how do I want to put it? It's the one that we were we didn't really choose it, you know, consciously. The old one, the one where we feel like limited and where we just limited, right? Not restricted and not really understanding who and what we are. We get to shed that, right? That's the death of the old ego, the old identity, and then we get to create a new one that better serves us, you know. But your person is, you know, they're not understanding that yet, right? For some of them too, you know, they might be new to all of this if they're even in it at all. So, I mean, for someone like me that understands the journey and what it means, you know, I'll dive deep into an ego death all day long, because I know at the other end I'm going to come out a whole new brand new person. But somebody that has no idea about any of this, I can understand why your person would feel very scared, okay? And it's interesting to note that I'm scared shitless came right on top of the twin flame card. They are very afraid. They're both intrigued and they're both terrified by this connection, okay? The impact that it's having, the intensity of it. Your person is sensing, whether they are consciously allowing themselves to admit it to themselves or not, they are feeling that, you know, this is not just your everyday, you know, connection, run-of-the-mill connection. This goes above and beyond even a soulmate connection. Give me two more. Your thoughts and feelings for pile 1, please. Yeah, I refuse to fall in love and catch feelings, period. Your person has a very difficult time letting go. That's a control issue, okay? There may be some trust issues there as well. Let's get one more. And that's why they're, you know, that's why your person may be chasing new love interests, okay? Because that's the old identity. That's the, you know, wounded ego running away from healing, because when it heals, it's going to be dead, right? The old ego, the old identity is going to be dead. A whole new person's going to be reborn. So at this point in time, you know, the old ego of your person, the old identity is very much in like flight mode, survival mode, trying to keep itself intact. But your person is definitely being guided, I'll even say urged to evolve, okay? Let me get one more. So yeah, they're running away from you in this connection, pile 1, and now we're seeing why, okay? We're seeing why. And then here we have, you'll hear from me soon. So if your person is ghosted, if they've just pulled their energy away, there's avoidant attachment at the back of the deck. Yes, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I was sensing, okay? Your person just, I keep hearing them say that's not what they signed up for. And of course, that's the old identity, right? That's the wounded ego. It's like, I didn't sign up, you know, to die and to be reborn as somebody, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like it's just a program. But anyway, and so, yeah, they are going to come back around. Definitely. There's almost a sense here where they really don't have a choice, because the more that they resist you in this connection, the more stronger the pull back to you becomes. Okay. I'm almost hearing like, the more they try to block you out of their mind, it's like the louder and more vivid you become. And when I say the louder, I mean, and you two could have like a very telepathic connection. Like, you know, the louder the thoughts become. And for some of you, those thoughts, they could literally be hearing your voice in their head. And the more they try and block it out, it's like the stronger and the louder your voice becomes. Like, I'm even seeing some of, like, images of some of your people, like your voice or the thoughts they have in regards to you are so loud it wakes them up at night. Okay, I'm telling you. Oh, anyway, all right. 3 messages and then What ends your reading? Look, I don't know how to feel. They don't want to. Oh my gosh, I just flipped the deck. Anyway, let's get three messages to pile 1, and then we'll close your reading. Pile 1, if this is resonating, if you got from this reading what you came here for, take a minute if you would. Smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. I love reading your guys' comments. Smash the subscribe button to become part of the family. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. Oh, look at that. Let's get one more. So far we have I'm not available. Yes, that's very much part of that avoidant attachment. Your person running away. And really what they're running away from are their inner demons, that inner void, the shadow work that's needing to be done. Okay. Which you are triggering, okay? You are triggering as a part of, you know, the process of your person becoming a more evolved version of themselves. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, I'll take, oh look, it says I do love you. Okay, this is messages from your person. I'm waiting patiently. Let's see what's going on with I'm waiting patient. Oh, maybe that has something to do with you'll hear from me soon. At the bottom of the deck, we have finding out the truth crushed me. That feels like what your person's running away from. There's some things, yeah, it's just they're running away from themselves. We don't have to delve too deeply into that. That's what your person is running away from. They're afraid of dealing with past hurts. They're afraid of dealing with maybe really confronting themselves, right? You know, seeing themselves very clearly, taking responsibility for the ways that they've showed up in the past and all that stuff. But it almost feels, and I'm not going to say that it is inevitable, but it almost does feel like that. It almost feels like it's inevitable that your person is going to, they're going to get tired of running, like literally. They're going to get exhausted. They're spending so much of their energy running away from themselves that, like I said, they're going to start realizing that not only are they going to get emotionally and mentally exhausted because they're expending so much energy running away from the pain that needs to be healed and the trauma and, you know, their inner demons and whatever the case may be, they're finally going to be like, oh, it's actually more peaceful to just stop running and just dive right into it. They're going to be led into that. They're going to find out, like, you know, okay, yeah, maybe there's some things here that I'm finding out that is crushing me, right? My spirit, crushing my ego really is what it is. And then they're going to understand, like, oh, but once I faced it, it actually wasn't that bad. And not only was it not that bad, but I actually feel better and more lighter. So your person is yeah, and I feel like that's the whole point of this connection with your person, pile 1. You know, a lot of this does feel preordained, like the two of you had this agreement when you incarnated, like, okay, that's what this is, okay, that your presence in my life and my presence in your life is going to spark an awakening of sorts, okay, and that's what's going on with your person. And so we have here, it says, I'm not available. It also says your person's message to you is they feel so drawn to you. I told you, they do. It's even, and the more they run away, the more drawn they feel, okay, the stronger. Again, it's like a rubber band. That tension gets tighter and tighter the farther away they try and run, and they just end up snapping right back. Let me find out what they're waiting patiently for, what that's in regards to. Ooh, we got the 10 of Cups, happily ever after. I love that came out with I do love you and I am waiting patiently. See, I'm telling you, there's a part of your person that already knows. Your person knows, okay? Because underneath all of that, again, is paradise. So we have I do love you, I'm waiting patiently with the 10 of Cups here, all coming out at paradise, right? Your person is understanding What's at the other end of their healing? What's at the other end of them facing their demons? What's at the other end of, you know, surfing the depths of quote unquote hell? Okay. I almost feel like, let me see where that's coming from. Where's this energy coming from? Because these are their messages to you, pile one. Their message to you is that they do love you. They're waiting patiently for happily ever after with you. Okay. And that almost feels like it's coming from their higher self, to be honest. The Knight of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, there is an offer that your person is wanting to make. Okay. Right now, though, I feel, I love that. We got the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Cups, both of them coming up in the upright position. This is beautiful energy. Happily ever after, paradise, all that good stuff. Your person is very well aware, pile one, of what can be. What can be gained if they were to stop running. They know that. I'm almost 100% sure that a lot of you, your person is already consciously aware of that. These are conscious thoughts, right? That they have consciously connected the dots. It's just a matter of time. I'm seeing your person standing at the edge of a cliff. And they have wings, and they even know that they can fly, right? But it's one of those things where they're like, I've never done this before, right? And so there's that fear that's holding them back. But the more consciously aware that your person becomes of the fact that they do have wings and they do know how to fly, they're going to overcome that initial fear, and they're just gonna jump, and in a good way, right? Jump into, yeah, they're gonna dive into the depths, right? They're gonna allow themselves basically to, wow, there's a lot of stuff coming through. This has gotten to be very deep, and I was not expecting for this to be this long, but I feel like it's important for you to understand, your person is aware. It's like, if I jump here, I know that I can fly, but I also know that I am meant to crash and burn first. Because your person is somewhat aware of, like, hitting rock bottom is part of dying to the old self so that they can be reborn. Okay? And so with the Ten of Cups here and the Knight of Cups, yes, there's an offer that your person is wanting to, and that offer is the Ten of Cups, is the happily ever after. They know that that's available to the both of you. If they would just stop, you know, being a coward, and this is what I'm hearing them say, and just jump and just, you know, face the crash, face the rock bottom, face the burn, so that they can be reborn. And then all they have to do after that is just, you know, explore new heights of paradise with you. Okay? Paradise, happily ever after. I love this. I do love you, they're saying, and they're waiting patiently. I feel like what they're waiting patiently for is for them to get out of their own way. Okay? They're waiting patiently for, you know, them to find the strength and the courage to just close their eyes and jump anyway, even though they're scared. Okay, pile one, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye, guys. Pile two, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. Today, we are tapping into your person, and we're finding out where do you stand with them, what do they want from you and from this connection, and then at the end, we'll find out, you know, tap a little bit into their thoughts and feelings, and then we'll grab a few messages from them too. Okay, let's see. So pile two, just keep in mind, you guys, this is a general reading, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something's not resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating for. I do have personal readings available if you want something more customized, where I'm tapping exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. Just check the description box below for booking details. There are a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are only $25. So go check them out. See which one fits your needs, okay? So pile 2, you guys were drawn to the Mars symbol. So we'll see if this has any bearing on the reading itself, but Mars can also, it can be conflict, it can be. But it also could just be a lot of intense passion. Okay. We'll see if that factors in. All right. So we got love offer. Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay. Where you stand with your person. So we got 4 cards instead of 3. But what we have here, this is interesting. Because we got love offer, but in the middle we got cursed and spell work. I feel like something may be getting in the way because we have love offer that's opening up the reading. We got cursed, spell work, and then player. I feel like there's some energies here getting in the way. Some intrusive energies getting in the way of whatever this love offer is, because this is where you stand with them. This is giving me the impression, pile 2, that your person has been wanting or is wanting to offer something to you for the benefit of the connection with you. And then we got cursed, spell work, and player. Something always gets in the way. You know, they may want to express their love to you and offer you something, give you a romantic gift, but something. And this almost feels intrusive, like an intrusive energy. So possibly a third party energy. And when I mean third party in this sense, I mean like an actual person. It doesn't have to be, though. We'll see what the rest of the, you know, cursed and spell work could also just be, you know, I feel like something was picked up here in terms of like a mindset, a way of seeing things. How do I want to put this? So, because I'm not necessarily feeling that you have a third party out there somewhere that is purposefully, and that could be, you know, that could be. There's 2 different messages coming through. There could be a third party getting in the way. There could be a third party trying to run curses and do spell work against you and your person's connection to, like, you know, keep y'all apart or keep you guys from coming together. Or it could be, you know, this energy could just be something generational, okay, that's being passed down from generation to generation, but on your person's side, okay? Something like that. Let's see, what do they want? If you guys are separated, I do feel like they're missing you. We got heartbroken, love call, and coffin. Heartbroken says deeply hurt, sad separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. This almost feels like closure. Yeah. Love call says someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. Coffin says endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. I'm almost feeling like there was a love offer on the table. There was a romantic gift, a sincere offer of love, an expression of love. And I almost feel like something robbed that, took it away, okay? The fact that we now have player, where it says playing the field, refusing to commit, grass is greener, this almost feels more, it's lending more towards something that's generational. Yeah, because with the curse, it says string of bad relationship, karmic cycle, and the evil eye. Like your person wanting, or at least having thought of, offering you something, giving you something, expressing love to you. and then, some kind of a memory or something came up in your person's mind, your person remembering the string of bad relationships that either they were a part of, and or the string of bad relationships that they witnessed growing up, right? I'll have to see how spell work is factoring in here. But what ends up happening is your person ends up back in this player mode, or where they're playing the field, or they're in that grass is greener syndrome, refusing to commit, right? I feel like that's what it is they're refusing to commit. Because over here with love offer, I feel there's a commitment in that. It's a love offer, right? And then things get messed up in the middle. It kind of it steals that away, and your person ends up right back at square one with refusing to commit. Let me find out what's going on with I will say your person is missing you if the two of you are not talking. Because even though, because I don't feel like this love offer is necessarily active anymore. I'm not sensing that it's still on the table. But that doesn't mean that your person that they don't still have those feelings for you. Or that they still didn't wish that, things would have turned out differently or worked out differently or something like that. For many of you, what they want is they want closure. Some kind of closure. I'm hearing like they want to talk to you, maybe even meet up with you one last time for old time's sake. But we have heartbroken here, you guys. It says deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. That could be it too for what they're wanting. They may want to separate or stay separated. They may want to, even though they miss you and even though they're sad and mourning, it's like for some reason, that's what your person is choosing to end things. Tell me about spell work. What's spell work here? We got the Three of Wands coming up in the reverse. Clarified by the King of Pentacles. This is giving me the same energy as cursed, but this spell work feels more intentional, okay? With the Three of Wands in the reverse, that's like that's no future. No commitment, no future. Yeah, so that makes a lot more sense. But that's intentional. That's... Let me see if I can find out where that's coming from. This feels conscious is what I mean. It feels like it's on purpose. But what I want to know is that your person doing that. Because with spell work, it talks about manipulating the outcome, right? And I feel like the reason why they are manipulating, so your person at some point in time felt guided or they felt the urge to offer you something substantial, okay? Maybe concrete, something more reliable or consistent, whatever the case may be. And then with cursed, that feels like your person reminding themselves, right? This is self-sabotage though. Being reminded of all the string of bad relationships that they've either been a part of and or that they've witnessed over the years, between whether it's themselves or other people growing up or whatever the case may be. And so they on purpose shut that down and go back towards playing the field, refusing to commit this energy over here. But this is what it is. This is the culprit, is the cursed energy here. The string of bad relationships. It's not just the string of bad relationships, but your person's focus on that and almost projecting that into the future. Like, right? Like, you know, me and pile 2 are just going to be another one in that string of bad relationships. And so they just cut it off. It's like, no, we're not going to go down that road. I'd rather stay single, right? Or non-committal. And yeah, with what they're wanting back here, you know, what they want from you, from the connection, literally, your person is breaking their own heart. And yeah, they're breaking yours too, but just know, pile 2, they're breaking their own heart. What's love call? Why is this here for what you want with pile 2? Might want to get clarity on some. Yeah, I feel like it's clarity and closure is what they're wanting. Let me see what's going on with coffin. What's interesting is we have the 3 of Wands and the King of Pentacles coming out again, but this time it's in the mirrored, because now that the 3 of Wands is in the upright position and now the King of Pentacles is in the reverse. Hold on, I gotta sit with that for a minute, because your person is actually, they're taking action. Oh, hold on, let me see though. Because the King of Pentacles is coming up now in the reverse position, which also talks about non-committal. This almost feels like your person saying, pile 2, that they're going to be this way for the foreseeable future. This non-committal, refusing to commit. The grass is greener. I'll be honest, what your person wants, pile 2, they don't want to change. They don't want to see things differently. They just don't. What's coming through is that they would rather suffer the heartbreak now than suffer it, like, you know, later on down the line when they've gotten really attached. That's what's coming through. And so that's why, you know, I'm not sure why there's a love call in here, because it says someone, okay, what they want is they want to communicate this stuff to you, but I don't feel like they actually are going to. They want to. They want to explain things, right? They want to clear the air. But I don't feel like they're going to. And they might, you know. What I get, the energy from all 3 of these put together, though, it feels like closure. That's what they're wanting. And it may not even be closure for them. Maybe it could just be they're wanting to give you closure, maybe. Okay. Let's find out what their thoughts and feelings are. We're going to get a few of those. Pile 2's person, your honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 2. Let's get 3. Pile 2, your honest thoughts. Pile 2's person. Pile 2's person. I just saw you'll hear from me soon. Pile 2's person, your honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 2, please. Wishing I was with you now. Yeah. Your person's breaking their own heart, pile 2. I was being selfish. Yeah. Let's get one more. Pile 2's person, your honest thoughts and feelings Sticking to your boundaries equals mad respect for you. So your person is letting you know, pile two, especially if you drew a line in the sand, especially I'm hearing for some of you, you may have told your person off, okay? That may be where that Mars energy is factoring in, you know, because again, Mars can talk about conflict, it can talk about fights, it can talk about arguments. Mars for me is warrior energy, like, you know, soldier energy, and so it's standing 10 toes on business, right? And you did, especially if you did. But even if you didn't, your person is letting you know through this message that they do respect you. Okay, they respect you, they respect your boundaries, whether you've spoken them to your person or not. And you know, we'll find out what's going on. Oh, look, it says sticking up for you and hyping you up to others. And so your person, for whatever reason, your person is wanting you to know, they don't speak bad on your name. If you ever come up for whatever reason, you know, your person only has nothing to say but good things when they're talking about you to other people. Okay, maybe that was something, you know, a problem for you guys before, but that's at the back of the deck. So your person is just kind of throwing that in there, like, you know, I respect you, pile two. You know, when people bring you up or ask me how you're doing, I tell, you know, I only talk about you in a good light, you know, paint in a good light, stuff like that. It says that they even hype you up. Okay, so I mean, if people are, because it says sticking up for you and hyping you up to others, so I mean, if people are trying to throw dirt on your name or, you know, damage your reputation, or like your person is saying, I stick up for you. That's Mars energy too, right? Your person is saying that they actually stick up for you, and beyond that, they'll even hype you up to other people. Okay, what's always being selfish? Tell me more about that. Five of Swords in the reverse. This feels like them avoiding a confrontation. So, you know, there may be, and if this is in regards to a third party, that could just be your person trying to like not ruffle any feathers, you know? What were you being selfish about? That's what that feels like your person was being selfish. Yeah, that Five of Swords in reverse energy is not wanting to ruffle feathers, not wanting to cause conflict, and that could be with you. They may have, you know, there could have been something that needed to be done or needed to be said, and it wasn't done or said because your person didn't want to deal with confrontation. Okay, that's the overall energy. Yeah, you know, the King of Swords, they have the ability to, this could also talk about very clear, adult, honest communication with the King of Swords. But they didn't. They're not, this almost feels like maybe they're withholding something, or they're not communicating because they're wanting to avoid conflict, whether it's with you and or with someone else or other people. Okay, of course it's going to involve you, but there's a sense of your person not wanting to ruffle any feathers, and so they're holding back on something that maybe they're wanting to do or you're wanting to do, or, you know, but they're not doing it because they're avoiding confrontation. They know that there's a conflict or someone's feathers are going to get ruffled, and they don't want to do that. And so they're saying, like, they realize they're being selfish. They're not acting in the best interests of you and the connection. They're acting in the best interests of themselves because they don't want to get in a fight, they don't want to get in an argument, and they don't want to ruffle feathers. Queen of Wands at the back of the deck, so could be with a potential fire sign, okay? Aries, Leo, Sag. If that's you, that means that you know, they're not wanting to ruffle your feathers. They're not wanting to get in a confrontation with you. And so they're holding back in some way, shape, or form. They're not wanting to piss you off, okay? Let's see. Let's get a couple of messages and then we'll call it a day for your guys' reading. If this is resonating, you guys, if you are getting from this reading what you came here for, do me a favor, if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you want to by hitting the subscribe button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. Like it says, I watch your social media. Let's get a couple more. Your messages to pile 2, please. I wonder how you feel. That might be why they're watching your social media too. They're trying to get a gauge. Like, you know, is pile 2 over me? Is pile 2 seeing someone else? I just saw, do I still have a chance? You see, your person is kind of, and then I see, I'm so attracted to you. I'm only allowing like 3 messages to come out, but your person is like, here, I want pile 2 to know this. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to get a lot in. They're like, here, let pile 2 know that too. Let's get one more. That might be 2, like, because that came right on top of love call. I wonder how you feel on top of love call. Your person may really be curious, wanting to know, like, how you're feeling about everything. What are your thoughts and what are your feelings about everything? But again, you know, I do feel like they're holding back because they're sensing a confrontation, or they're thinking that's what's going to happen. Like, they're going to make you mad and, you know, you're going to lash out or something. Let's get one more. Your last message to, okay, we got 2. See, your person has a lot they want to say, pile 2. At the bottom of the deck, we have, I miss seeing you. So they do miss you. I told you that they miss you. They do miss you. But they want you to know they miss seeing you, right? They miss spending time with you. Quality time. So we have, I want to feel that way again. And then this says, I don't react when people mention you. Okay, so what I'm picking up from this, because at the bottom of the deck, this did say that they stick up for you and they hype you up to others. So they only have good things to say about you when your name is brought up. But then what they're saying is they don't react when people mention you, meaning they don't, I feel like what that's saying is like, you know, when people, yeah, because we have underneath here, heartbroken, feeling sad, deeply hurt, feeling lost, grieving and mourning. Your person is grieving and mourning the loss of this connection, but they don't let other people know that. Okay? They put on, you know, maybe a smiley face or a cordial face when other people mention you. Oh yeah, pile 2 is doing fine. Pile 2 is doing really good, blah, blah, right? But they don't let people see the hurt, the grief, the pain in their heart when it comes to you. That's what they don't react, right? They don't let other people see that. Let's clarify real quick. I want to feel that way again. I'm seeing both of these. I wonder how you feel, and then I want to feel that way again. I feel like those 2 are connected. What's bridging these 2? Oh, okay. They're wanting to know if you still feel the same way. Like if that passion, I hear pain though. Okay. Your person is saying that, they're acknowledging, right? Because not only are they breaking their own heart, they're also breaking yours. They're acknowledging that the way that they've been showing up and not showing up for a lot of you has caused a lot of grief between the 2 of you and in this connection. They know that. They're acknowledging that. What they're wanting to know is like underneath that, because your person still feels all this love for you, right? So much so that they're actively grieving this connection, regardless of the mask that they're putting on to the outer world, okay? In their heart, and I'm even feeling it in my gut. So your person is deeply, deeply being affected by the loss of this connection, deeply. And your person is, they have made the connection that it is because of you guys, right? So they're feeling like an ache in their chest and like, that punch to the gut. They want to know if you feel the same way, if you're grieving and mourning the loss of this connection the way that they are. Let me find out what I want to feel that way again, though. What's that? Yeah, your person up here saying they wish they were with you right now. That could be what they're wanting to feel again. They want to be with you and in your presence, because it says, I miss seeing you, right? And then here it says, I wish I was with you now. Your person is deeply, and they know, like, if I could just be with pile 2, then I wouldn't feel this knot in my stomach, or this ache in my heart, or this, this tightness in my chest. It's almost like they want to feel liberated by that. Yeah, I want to feel that way again. And then it says down here, liberation. They want to feel free from the pain, free from grieving the loss of this connection, free from mourning. But let's see, what does Tarot have to say? I want to feel that way again. I'll choose person. Clarify, I want to feel that way again. They almost don't want to say, because what I'm hearing, okay, so Justice in the Reverse came out, and I'm hearing the Whitney Houston's. Is it Whitney Houston? It's not right, but it's okay. I'm going to make it anyway. Is that Whitney Houston? Help me understand what this is. Fear with the Moon. They're not wanting to say what it is they're wanting to feel. This is very indicative of your person not even really allowing themselves. Again, this is them breaking their own heart. And this is Libra and what, Cancer and Pisces energy coming through with Justice in the Moon. I'm not, pile 2's person, help me understand this. Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't, so they're not even wanting to talk about what it is they're wanting to feel with you again, because there's a part of them that's like, it's not right for me to even to want to feel that way. There may be a third party somewhere in here, like your person having moved on or wanting to move on. What's interesting about that, if that is the case, pile 2, just keep in mind that we do have over here the grass is greener syndrome and not wanting to commit, right? And so even if they are with someone else, their heart isn't in it. It's just one of those things, like they're just with that person because that person is just someone to go do things with, right? Someone to share, a bed with, or someone to do family functions with, or whatever, right? What's coming through pile 2 is that their heart is with you. Very much so. But they don't want to acknowledge, because I'm trying to tap into, like, what is it that you're wanting to feel again, and they're not going to tell me, because they're thinking and believing that it's going to cause conflict. They're saying it's whatever it is that they're wanting to feel again, it's going to put you in competition with someone else, or put someone else in competition with you. And the 5 of Wands can also talk about, wanting to fight for you, right? Wanting that feeling of what it feels like to win you back. You know, again, that's that Mars energy that you guys were drawn to earlier. But they're coming through saying that, but that's not right. It's not right for me to fight to get pile 2 back when your person knows there's nothing beyond that, right? It wouldn't be coming from the heart. It wouldn't be coming from a genuine space. I almost feel, you guys, like your person has commitments elsewhere. Okay? I feel like a lot of you are going to know whether or not that's the case, though. All right, pile 2, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys. Hello, pile 3. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another Pick a Card Love reading. We are tapping into your person and channeling through where you stand with them. What do they want from you, and what do they want from the connection with you? And then at the end, we will tap a little bit into their thoughts and feelings towards you and the connection, as well as get you a few messages, okay? All right, you guys, so sit down, tap in. We're going to do this. Pile 3, just keep in mind it's a general reading, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something's not resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever it's resonating for. You guys know the deal. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. All the booking details are in the description box below, so check them out. I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, so go see which one best fits your needs. All right, pile 3. You guys were drawn to the Cancer symbol. So there could be some Cancer dominant traits in you and or your person's chart somewhere. The Cancer season could be important. We'll see. Okay. Cancer also rules the 4th house, which is all about home, you know, ancestors, roots. We'll see. Let's see. Where does pile 3's person? Let's find out where you stand with them. Find out what it is they want. Okay. I'm picking up on a very contemplative energy with your person right now. Okay. There might be some hermiting going on right now. That's maybe why I'm picking up on 4th house energy. Your person could be spending a lot of time at home or just by themselves. If they're not alone, they could just be spending a lot of time around really close family and friends at this time. When it comes to this connection, though, like where you stand with your person, pile 3, your person is very much in their head. With finality here and going in circles, I almost feel like your person and what they're wanting to do is maybe put an end to some kind of a cycle that they're wanting to put an end to going in circles, right? They're wanting to put an end to repeating cycles, or because it says going in circles says repeating cycles, not making any progress, and not learning lessons. And I feel like your person is wanting to put an end to that, right? With finality here. Because finality here says permanent ending, no more chances, goodbye to the old. But I feel like that is directly linked to going in circles. So your person feels like they're tired of whatever back and forth dynamic that the two of you might have, but they're overthinking here. Literally, it says mental prison. Overthinking, creating scenarios, and thinking of you a lot. So you are on your mind. You are on your person's mind quite a bit, pile 3. And they're overthinking it, okay? Very much overthinking it. What they want down here, it says heart with a key, the dragonfly, soulmates. Okay, what they're wanting is they are wanting to open their heart, okay? But they're having a very difficult time. I feel like there is direct fear attached to them like opening up their heart, okay? Because that's coming out right underneath the mental prison. Where it says creating scenarios, it's almost like your person, like worst worst case scenarios, right? And I feel like that's what's stopping them. It's almost like an urge that your person, and they want to. I can feel the desire in their energy. They want to put a stop to going back and forth, right? They want to put a stop to repeating cycles, and they even want to put a stop to not making any progress. This is directly connected to where you stand with them. And so this makes me feel like your person is wanting to get this connection on a solid ground. Like I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles come up in my mind, and so they're wanting to get this connection onto a solid footing and actually start making progress. But there's a lot of fear attached to doing that. Okay. The dragonfly says be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. And then soulmates says soul connection, partnership, agreement, and soul contract. I feel like that's what they're wanting to anchor. Okay, so your person is definitely wanting to anchor this connection, and the energy that they're wanting to anchor it into is this soulmate energy right here. But what I'm hearing is that and look, I just saw this, healing core wounds at the bottom of the deck. What I'm hearing your person say is they have a really bad habit of letting the past get in the way, okay? Whether or not that past is attached to you or just their past in general, okay? They're future projecting, but they don't want to do that though anymore. Your person is very aware of their ability or their capability to self-sabotage quite a bit. Okay, they are acknowledging that. They do want to open up their heart to you into this connection. This also says, it says welcoming love, meeting the one. Okay, that would be you. Opening your heart, getting together, and perfect. It's like, but your person is overthinking it. Let me look. Let's find out what their thoughts and feelings are. Pile 3's person. One more shuffle. Pile 3's person. Your thoughts and feelings. Pile 3. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. This is how they feel about you. Yeah, so your person doesn't want this connection. They don't want it to go anywhere in a good way. Like they want you to stay. They want this connection. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to lose the connection, right? And your person, it does feel like they're wanting to take, I was going to say responsibility, but accountability is coming through. So your person is holding themselves accountable for the way that they have been holding up progress in this connection, and they are holding themselves accountable and realizing and knowing full well that they've been allowing the past to get in the way, and they don't want to do that anymore. But even though they are conscious of that, that still hasn't negated, the fear. So that's why I believe down here we have the dragonfly with heal. Your person, what they're wanting is they're wanting to heal whatever pain is attached to the past so that they can move forward with you in this connection, so that they can make progress in this connection with you, so that they can anchor the energy of this connection in soulmate energy, right? That's sweet. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. That's how your person feels about you and about this connection, pile 3. Still heartbroken. Yeah. Okay. This coming right out on top of finality, though, and right on top of heal. They want to heal that heartbreak. They want to put in a permanent end, and that could be too what they're trying to avoid. Okay, but your person is realizing they have some heartbreak attached to the past that and it could be attached to their childhood. Here with Cancer energy coming out. It could be attached to family dynamics, childhood. There's fear and pain and heartbreak associated with the past that your person knows is getting in the way of this connection making progress, which is what your person wants. Okay, where you stand with your person, pile 3, is your person is wanting to move things along in this connection. They want to make progress. They want to move things to the next level. You know, they want to stop stalling. They want to stop the back and forth. They want to let go of the past and start building a present and a future with you. That's where you stand with your person, and that's what they want, okay? But they're coming through in their thoughts and feelings. They're acknowledging that they are still holding on to some pain and to some heartbreak from the past. And for a lot of you, you know, even though they're consciously aware of how them holding on to that past, that pain and that heartbreak from the past, they're consciously aware of you know, the damage that could do to their future. They're having a hard time figuring out how, okay, how to heal that. But they want to heal that. Give me one more. Your thoughts and feelings towards pile 3. I'm not ready. Yeah, you know, that's what it is. And I'm picking up that it's the reason why your person's not ready to make progress. They're not ready to move things forward in this connection is because they're still anchored in the past by some unprocessed pain, heartbreak, and trauma. Okay, they know that too. They know that. At the bottom of the deck, it's not the strongest of energies. It says we want different things. We'll see if anything comes out in terms of what that is. There could be some differences in your guys's the way that you see things. But I'm not picking up on any deal breakers. Okay? Yeah, this doesn't feel like we want different things in terms of the connection itself. There just might be that I feel like that's pointing more towards like maybe everyday thing, like maybe, you know, you're more outgoing and they're more conservative, or more, what is it, not conservative, they're more you're more outgoing and they're more reserved, right? Maybe you like to surround yourself, you know, maybe you're somebody that likes, you have a whole lot of friends, right? And they kind of keep theirs a little bit small. You know, there is some things that your person, and this is part of them, okay? Oh, that's what that is. This is part of them overthinking, okay? Creating worst case scenarios. They're really, and this is just them, I feel, preparing themselves for every possible, because this is not deal breakers. That's not, sometimes this can come through in the energy of deal breakers coming up, right? But I'm not picking up on that here. What I'm sensing your person doing is really trying to look at things from every single possible angle. Almost in preparation, right? Like, I don't feel like the energy that your person's coming through, they're not overthinking and creating worst case scenarios as a way to deter themselves from moving things forward with you. That's not what it is. It's almost a protective thing. Like, they're trying to figure out, okay, what are all the obstacles that pile 3 and I might possibly like encounter when we're together. So it's almost their way of prepping for it, right? That way they know how to better handle those scenarios should they pop up in the future. They're not deal breakers at all, okay? But they are overthinking in the sense of, like, you know, just, I don't want to say silly stuff because I don't want to invalidate your person's feelings, but I mean, it's just little things like, you know, pile 3 likes to have a whole lot of people over. You know, pile 3 might, you know, want to open the house up and have a lot of get-togethers, and I'm somebody that's more private and I don't like to have a lot of people over. Just little stuff like that, right? Just trying to figure out, like, you know, they're looking, again, overthinking, okay? Trying to figure out where can we find the middle ground there. But I feel like they're doing it on their own. They're not having these discussions with you, right? Yeah, that's a lot of what that is. Okay, let's see. Let's find out what their messages to you are. Pile three's person, what messages do you have for pile three? Pile three, while I'm getting these messages out, if you got from this reading what you came here for, if it resonated, please do me a favor. You can show your appreciation by smashing the like button for me. It's a great way to energetically donate to the channel. Also keeps me on top of YouTube's algorithm, which is also a very great thing. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile and let me know how it resonated, okay? I love reading your guys' comments. Become part of the family by hitting the subscribe button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. One of the first messages, your person says, pile three, I remember every detail of that day. You guys, your person is just so much into overthinking things. And that's a, you know, what is that? That is, I lost my train of thought. That's them overthinking, though. I remember every detail of that day, you know, and they may, your person, I'm picking up on a lot of mercurial energy in your person. So, you know, there could be Virgo placements dominant in your person somewhere in their chart, I mean, or Gemini, okay, Virgo or Gemini. You know, Mercury could be like their chart ruler, or Mercury could be, you know, like their chart signature sign. Or I should say Gemini or Virgo could be their chart signature sign, okay? Very mercurial, very much in their heads, overthinking, overanalyzing. But I mean, they're doing it as, it's a protective measure, right? They're, again, they're not overthinking and overanalyzing as a way to try to deactivate themselves. You know, they're not trying to talk themselves out of this connection. It's actually, it's... they're not trying to talk themselves out of it. Actually, what they're trying to do, pile three, is talk themselves into it, okay? But in a good way. Like, I already feel like your person has made the decision, you know, to move forward in this connection, and now they're just kind of in the process of just processing things. They're in the process of, you know, settling it in, you know, their heart and in their mind and in their nervous system that they're going to do this with you, right? There could be a lot of trauma in your person's past that has somehow stemmed and greatly affects, you know, your person's romantic connections and relationships, and you know, more specifically with you, right? But just in romantic connections in general. Your person has a very difficult time. I feel the feelings here with Cancer energy. I feel like I can feel the romance in your person's, I can feel their heart. I can feel their feelings. I can feel their genuineness and their sincerity. And I can feel that, you know, they want to move things in this connection, and they want to open up, and they want to let you in, and, you know, they want to spend more quality time with you. And their past is colored with a lot of trauma, okay? A lot of trauma or emotional baggage. You know, trauma doesn't always have to be big T. It can be little t trauma, just chronic trauma over time, right? And that is really done a number on your your person's central nervous system could legitimately clock romantic relationships as something to avoid, okay? But your person, again, they're wanting to heal from that, because consciously they know you've proven yourself to them in some way, pile three, okay? So consciously your person knows, you know, I'm hearing you're a good bet. Your person is realizing, they're saying that they know that you're a good bet, okay? They may have taken some time to vet you, but that is what's coming through. Your person has vetted you in some way, shape, or form, okay? They want to, and they're willing to take the risk. Whatever risk they're thinking is involved, they know that you're worth it. Let's get two more. I'm hearing your person say their message to you, pile three. Sorry. When I channel, you guys, because I haven't eaten anything today, but when I channel, yeah, anyway, I can make a lot of weird sounds. But They're saying just this is just part of my process. Your person is saying it's part of their process when they commit to something. They're okay. So when they commit to something, no matter what it is, okay, when they commit to something, it's part of the process for your person to just really sit down and overthink things. Okay, they know this about themselves, and they're saying it's just that's just their way of settling it in their mind, in their heart, and in their spirit that this I'm committing to this. Okay, so your person is saying that they take their commitments very seriously. This is partly why they may have gone back and forth. And yes, there's a lot of trauma and stuff that has contributed to that. They've already made the choice, though, pile of three, that they want they want a future with you. Okay, they want to make progress in this connection with you, a future with you. Okay. They want to spend every day with you. They want to talk to you every day. They want to include you in their life more, all that good stuff. They want to be included in your life more. But right now they're just saying, right now I'm busy overthinking things, and that's part of their process. Okay. That's just part of their process, they're saying. Let's get two more. Because once they're all in, they're saying they're all in. There's no going back for your person. Like once they allow themselves to really let you in, and once they allow themselves to get really super attached, it's very difficult for your person to unattach. Okay, and so your person, actually, what they're doing is they're really vetting you in terms of like, okay, is it okay for me to attach? Because your person, honestly, they see themselves and understand themselves to be somebody, when they do attach to somebody, that attachment is strong, okay? Like a ride or die. And somebody that's a ride or die kind of a personality, it can be very difficult to unattach from that energy. And so they're just being very careful about who they allow themselves to attach that energy to, okay? They already know that you've already been vetted. They already know. This is just part of the process. They're already attached. Now they're just in the process of overthinking everything, figuring out how the two of you are going to work through worst case scenarios so that you come out on the other side. I hope that makes sense. Like they already are. They already are to some degree ride or die for you. They've already decided they are attached. I can feel it. They just haven't anchored that into the 3D yet, okay? They're in the process of overthinking things, but that's for the benefit of the connection. Just being near you is intoxicating, okay? I just heard that song from Beyonce. Is it Drunk in Love? Yeah, Drunk in Love. Give me one more. They love being with you, pile 3. For some of you, I'm hearing, yeah, you're definitely the best thing. Your person feels like you're the best thing that's ever happened to them, but there's also something coming through about, like, because that song Drunk in Love came through, and then that jumped to your person saying, like, you're better than any drug that's out there. Okay? And for some reason, your person is saying that as if it's a flex. Okay, you're gonna know why that might be. If you know your person to be or has been somebody that partied a lot and maybe dabbled in some substances or alcohol and stuff like that, your person is like, they may have even liked it, right? Liked dabbling in substances and stuff like that, but they're saying, like, as great as some of those, substances may be, like, nothing compares to you. Like they're seeing you as a drug, but not in a bad way, okay? Yeah. Okay, so now we have I can't do this, but this did want to flip out, kind of like it's shifting into the reverse. And so, oh yeah, because it says I'm not ready. It's coming out, I'm not ready, and then underneath that was going in circles. And so your person isn't ready yet, but they are getting there. Again, they're in the process of overthinking everything, going through every single worst case scenario so that they're going to know, like, when things pop off, when things in this connection do start making progress and moving forward, and obstacles and challenges and stuff come up, they're going to be very well equipped to handle them with you so that the two of you because I'm picking up for a lot of you, your person, making the choice to move things forward with you, when they're in it, they're going to be in it for life. Okay. That's just where their head is at. And so they're wanting to make sure, again, I'm just hearing it's just part of their process. But with, it says I can't do this, but it's coming in the reverse. They're starting to that energy is shifting. The reason why that energy is shifting is because they are processing everything. They are overthinking everything, but it's, again, it's not in detriment to your guys' connection. It's actually in support of your guys' connection. I hope that makes sense. All right, pile 3, that was your reading. I hope that it resonated. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys.